Hawaii hiking is like no other place in the USA. From the massive lush green mountains to the beautiful waterfalls, this is a paradise for anyone wanting to explore nature on foot. We're Kristen and Sam, and we spent 7 months on the island of Oahu doing many hikes. We have learned so much during our time here, and hiking here is something you can't miss. So that is why we're giving you this Hawaii hiking guide so you have a trip that is unforgettable. Pink Pillbox hike, let's go. There are these pillboxes or military bunkers all around the island of Oahu. This specific one is on the west side. Overall, really great hike, and we'll see you tomorrow. The next day, we made our way to Manoa Falls. This one's 0.8 miles, so super easy. So I convinced Samuel to come along. Let's get to it. Made it to the falls. We got rained on again. You can swim in them, but we're not up for that right now, so we're headed back. Good morning from Pearl City. We're doing the upper and lower Manoa Falls trail. It's rated easy. It's a loop trail, and it should take about an hour and a half, so let's go. Oh wow, a cave. Another one. Looks like a lot of the time, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a cliff here. So you're walking along the cliff to this really cool view along the ridge line. So we just came out to this opening. Look at this view. How gorgeous. The upper trail, of course, connects to the lower trail where we'll find a nice little stream. Our hike is about done. Overall thoughts, I really love this hike. Very friendly. I saw some dogs on the trail. Would I do it again? Maybe not, because it's a little bit out of the way, but if you're in the area and want a nice little family-friendly stroll to see some streams and a nice little cliff, definitely do it. This pillbox is actually on the east side this time, and it's actually a lesser-known one, and the views are stunning. Just wait for it. The view is so insane. It's a pretty gloomy day, so I can imagine on a really sunny, pretty day, that view is gonna be amazing. I'm doing Coco Crater this morning. I'm really nervous. Let's go. So Coco Crater is a really hard hike, stair step all the way up to the top. So I chose to do it at sunrise, and I definitely recommend you do the same. Gotta make my way back down or it's never gonna happen. That's what I like. Chee-hoo! I just discovered this place recently, so let's go. Definitely my favorite place on the island, only because there's so many species that you can see here that you really can't find anywhere else. Today I'm doing this ridge trail. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'll put the name here. It's supposed to be a good long hike, like 3 hours. So let's go. I have to tell you guys, this one and the very last one I show on this video are my favorite hikes on the island so far. It's a moderate hike, very muddy, so definitely go whenever it's not raining. try. I think that's how you say it, Pillbox hike. There's an opening. Creepy. The military has left some really interesting things on this island. So I finished the hike. Overall, not my favorite pillbox, but every hike in Hawaii is really cool. So there's that. Lighthouse. Okay, I keep saying all the hikes are my favorite, but this one is definitely a favorite. Very, very easy hike that literally anyone can do. You get the most reward for the least amount of work, for sure. And we actually found a separate trail leading up to some pillboxes, so if you're looking for a little bit more of a challenge, you can do that one too. We're on the Aiea Loop Trail. I heard this is really good for solo hikers, so that's why I'm here. So let's go. This one was a really long hike, but it was really unique because you can see H3, the highway that goes in between the mountains, and you're up above looking down below, so it's a really unique perspective. We're doing Lanikai Pillbox hike. Lanikai Pillbox is a really, really popular one, so definitely go in the morning because it's not shaded at all and it's very, very hot, but definitely worth the views if you can get up there. It's pretty steep. Today, I'm doing the Judd Trail. It's a super, super easy. It's only like 30 minutes, but I may do some more trails today as well, but it's supposed to be a really cool one. Okay, this one I was so surprised by. I really, really loved it. It's rated easy and you have to cross a stream, but you get so much beauty out of such a small hike. I would highly recommend for anyone. How neat is this? We're in a bamboo forest. Hike number 2 of the day. I think it's pronounced Hauula Loop Trail. Let's go. Hauula Loop was a really good hike, but there are better hikes out there for very similar terrain. I would definitely recommend for someone living on the island and doing a lot of hikes, but maybe not a visitor. I would recommend other hikes, but it was still really, really pretty. So I'm on a hike. It's called Makaha Ice Ponds. Anyways, I'm a little bit apprehensive because I hear that sometimes the trail is a bit hard to find. I don't know, we'll see. But guys, did you see that peacock? They like to hang out around here all the time. So we live down the road and they're so pretty. But let's go. I really only did this hike because it was so close to where we lived, but if you know for a fact it's rainy season and it's going to be full, probably worth a shot to try it out, but otherwise, maybe not do it. As you guys can see, the pond is dried up, but kind of knew it may or may not be. I was hoping it was because we had a bunch of rain recently. I'll find a picture, I'll put it right here for what the ice ponds do look like whenever they're full. Today I'm doing the Willy Willy Nui Ridge Trail, and you have to go through this gate and talk to a guard to get like a day pass. I got the second to last one for the morning, but if people leave you can come throughout the day. But anyways, it's a ridge hike. It's gonna be super fun, but pretty difficult. You'll see this on many of the trails. They want you to brush off your shoes before and after your hike so you don't cross-pollinate. That's one small thing that you can do to keep Hawaii beautiful and to do your part to protect the land. This is a really good hike. Anyways, this hike is, like I said earlier, one of my absolute favorites. It's rated moderate. It's more of a moderately hard hike, very muddy. Like I said earlier, if you can get up there, definitely do it because the views are just so stunning. So hiking in Hawaii is so fun, and I think everyone that visits Hawaii should at least do one hike. With my 7 months of living on the island, I've learned so many things about hiking, and I have a lot of tips that I think would benefit you whenever you go. So hiking in Hawaii is so different than a lot of the places that you know of around the world and in the USA. There are a lot of really safe hikes in Hawaii, and a lot of them are in this video, but I just have to put it out there that it can be very dangerous hiking in Hawaii, and there are rescues all the time of people that get into situations that they don't know the full extent of. So first off, I think it's safe to say that if you call yourself a moderate hiker, maybe start off with the easy hikes in Hawaii. If you're more of a more difficult hiker, start off with the moderate hikes, because there have been several times that I've gone on an easy hike and I would mostly call it moderate. I've been on a moderate hike and I would definitely call it hard. And those hard rated hikes, a lot of them can be very dangerous. A lot of the trails in Hawaii are not maintained, but there are some that are. So some examples of how Hawaii is different from other places. For one, I would think the number one reason is the mud. In the mountains, it rains a lot, and that can make the trails very muddy, causes a lot of slippery situations, a lot of erosion. When it rains, I would normally wait a couple of days after it rains to make sure the mud is dry. Also, as you know, Hawaii is made up of lava rock. They can crumble really easy, break really easy, shift. So a lot of the times you're hiking and you have to test the rock before you step on it. And a lot of the times it's gonna be loose rock. So you're just hiking on this loose rock, and I've never really experienced that kind of hiking anywhere else that I've been. Especially on the island of Oahu, there are a lot of popular trails that are kind of marketed by people as being, of course they're absolutely beautiful, but they're very dangerous. I use an app called All Trails, and it has all the hikes. Literally, you can use it anywhere. It's not just for Hawaii, but it has all the hikes in the area, the rating, easy, moderate, hard, people's reviews on it. And especially in Hawaii, I've noticed even the locals, they rate the hike and then they explain what the conditions were on that hike during the time, and that's very important, especially like I mentioned earlier, when it rains it can get very muddy. Also, for some trails it's easy to get lost even if they're marked, so All Trails also has this feature where you can navigate yourself, and it shows the hike's path and then your path. You can track your progress and where the hike is supposed to be. Sometimes I got lost and had to refer back to the app. So one thing I definitely want to mention, like I said, it's very muddy hiking in Hawaii. So what I do, I get a little paper bag that you can get from a grocery store, a reusable bag. And after my hike, I put my dirty, muddy shoes in that bag before I can rinse them off so it doesn't get your car all messy and dirty. Some other things I love to keep in my bag are lots and lots of water. There's been several hikes where you need to bring a lot more water than you think because it's very hot and humid, especially in the jungle. The hikes can be very long, so you want to bring more water than you think you need. Definitely a snack, because I've been on those hikes, once not mentioned in this video, where I needed a snack because I used so much of my energy to get up the mountain or whatever that a snack was a must, or I probably wouldn't have continued. Some kind of cloth or rag to wipe your sweat, because like I said, it's very humid, so you're going to sweat, especially if you're not used to the humidity. And I'm used to worse humidity than Hawaii, and I was still drenched by the end of my hikes. Also, a little small first aid kit like bandages and wraps and stuff. Even the simplest hikes, you can easily cut yourself on the branches or in the fern. You can twist your ankle. We actually were on a hike that someone broke their leg and had to be rescued. So just keep in mind, even the easier hikes, one slip in the mud and it can be not good. So those are my tips for the next time you find yourself in Oahu looking for a great hike. And if you're interested, we have an entire Oahu playlist. We spent 7 months on the island. We did the majority of things that you can do on the island. So definitely watch that playlist right now.